Hey, all right, this video is I'm gonna try to make it a quick breakdown of these Happijac 4150s, okay? Uh, what I had happen to me was this jack here failed. It wouldn't hold any weight. It would not raise the camper up. It wouldn't lower the camper down. It's stripped out basically, okay? So this here is your thrust bearing, okay? And I seen a lot of I seen people talking about this here. There's not a lot of information on these things, or people that's having problems are always asking questions and there's never any answers. So hopefully this will help you. Thrust bearing right here, okay? This is sitting on a metal plate up in this tube. So this threaded rod here, it threads in and out of this black piece here as your motor's turning it. It runs it down in here and raises it. So this is sitting on this little plate in here, and as you thread this rod, it raises and lowers your camper, okay? So there's two vital pieces to this jack, and it's this thrust bearing here, which I think the symptoms you could be experiencing could be maybe it's hard to turn, or maybe it's making a growling sound, something like that. My symptoms was my motor on the electric motor on my jack on this one here was it was running slower than all my other ones, and it sounded like it was straining, okay? And I could put my manual crank handle into this jack and decouple my motor, and I could crank, and it was really hard to turn compared to all my other ones. And it was also making a noise like as you were running this jack and it was raising or lowering the camper, it'd be going something like that, okay? So anyway, that was the symptoms beforehand, okay? And I kept using it. I used it probably 2 or 3 more times after I started noticing that. I did a little research online about how to service them, and just didn't get around to it. Didn't really know how important it really was, okay? So actually, it's very important. Like I say, this one here, what failed on it was the threads that's like crimped into this black metal tube. They're crimped in, pressed in, and I don't believe you can take them out. I don't work for Happijac or anything, but just based on looking at how they put these in, it looks like they're stuck down into this metal tube, and then something mashes the metal tube down onto the piece that's got the threads in it. And like I say, those threads are like nylon or plastic or something. So anyway, the reason this one failed was this rod here was dry, and it had like a lot of buildup on it. It used to have grease on it. It got dirt particles, all kind of particles in it, and gummed it up. And it was making it hard to turn, and it wound up stripping the threads out down in here. So this jack here, you can pull this rod in and out of those threads, and that ain't supposed to happen. I mean, this jack here, I believe, is rated for like 1,500 pounds or something like that. 1,200, 1,500, something like that. I can't remember exactly. But that right there, if this was on the front of your camper, I don't know about everybody's camper, but mine is a Snow River 810 DS, and it will not stand on just one front jack. Both front jacks have to be down, and the rear jacks, you can pick one of the rear jacks up and it'll still stand there. It'll kind of shift a little bit, but once the weight gets distributed, it'll stand. But you can't raise one of the front jacks, so luckily this wasn't on the back. So hopefully that kind of helps. The pieces that's in the top of this from here to here is basically just like a tongue jack on a regular old trailer. There's nothing very complicated about it. It's 2 little gears, and then there's a lever and a little piece that couples your motor to the top of this shaft or decouples it if you want to manually crank it. So not a whole lot to go wrong up there. I guess if anything tore up, your jack just wouldn't work, but your camper's not gonna fall. If this fails right here, the threads, depending on what jack it is, the camper could fall. If this fails here, camper's not gonna fall. It's just you're not gonna be able to turn it probably, or it's gonna be really hard to turn. So based on what I've seen, that's what you're dealing with the 4150s. Happijac don't sell 4150 anymore. I think the replacement's 4220. So And I think they may have changed the parts in here. The threads may be a different material, I'm not really sure. But that kind of just gives you a breakdown of how the 4150s work, and I hope that helps somebody.